Whenever we first started having conversations, and like looking for alternative solutions, we were discussing like, do we need to expand our contact center? And then we started looking for other things that are in the marketplace. But ultimately the goal was to kind of reduce our abandonment rate, and our extended hold time. Our abandon rate was kind of creeping up. It was higher than industry standards. And so at that point we were, trying to figure out ways to get that number down, as well as like the whole time, members don't want to be on hold for 10 plus minutes. So how can we alleviate some of that? We also utilize a third-party contact center for overflow and after-hour calls, which can be pretty costly whenever we have a lot of calls overflowing to them. And so whenever our hold times were high, a lot of calls were getting rolled over to our third-party contact center. So we were trying to figure out how we can minimize the usage there. We also wanted some additional protection for fraud, which Interface AI has, different things available for that, like the one-time passcode and the authentication for different types of transactions. So we wanted some added layers of verification for the members. Ultimately, like just automation of some of the simple tasks. A lot of members will call in, stay on hold for 3 or 4 minutes just to get a balance on their account. We wanted to free up our reps to be able to answer some more complex questions. The automated teller, while it is available, it's maybe not as advanced as things in the marketplace today. So we want to find a different solution for that and to automate more of those simple tasks. And then also, like, it gave us the option for routing calls quicker to get like a resolution faster with rolling out Interface AI. Because the member has to tell like why they are calling in, we can kind of direct those calls in a faster manner versus just having a standard IVR, which typically ends up getting to our contact center anyway, and then they have to route the call. With a smarter solution, you're able to get your resolutions faster. Originally, conversations were being had about like, do we expand our contact center, add more team members? Do we overflow to our branches instead of using our third-party contact center? But one of the local credit unions here in Baton Rouge went live with Interface AI. So that's kind of how we learned about it, and we started doing some research around it, asking questions. From there, we were intrigued by the solution, but we wanted to see what other vendors are out in the marketplace. So we researched like kind of the big names that are out there, scheduled some demos along with Interface AI. Ultimately, we selected Interface AI to be our partner just because we really liked that it was financial industry focused. We felt like, because you were built for credit unions and community banks, the solution was going to be much better and stronger and a better experience for our members. Also found that like the AI voice was further developed than some of the other vendors at the time that we did our demos. So we felt like it was a stronger solution overall to implement. And then we also felt like the team at Interface AI just understood what we needed as a credit union. They understood how credit unions operated. They understood what our members needed, what we needed on our side. So we felt, very comfortable partnering with Interface AI. We have a very lean contact center. We're a lean credit union overall. As far as reps in our contact center, we only have 7 reps, and then we have like a supervisor and then a manager over it. They're servicing our 68,000 members, and they're receiving around 21,000 calls per month. This was prior to us going live with Evie. So now that we're only live for a couple months, according to like the analytics that we're able to pull, we see automation at over 50% automation of calls. Some of that could be partially automated, some of it could be fully automated, but there is a piece of the call that is being automated prior to it reaching our contact center. We've also seen 30% reduction in calls going to our contact center, and we do have confidence that that number will continue to grow as we develop new experiences for our members. One of the big things is we definitely saw a reduction to our third-party contact center, the calls that were being overflowed or going after hours to that contact center. In January, we had 3,900 calls. February is when we went live. Calls had dropped to around 2,600. March was down to 1,600, which is actually the lowest that we've had in the last 2 years of calls. And so far this month, we're on track to be around 1600 as well. So we've definitely seen a reduction in calls to our third-party call center for sure. As this is a new solution, some of the members are still asking, like, they won't speak to a representative, transfer me to a representative. Those calls that are getting to our representatives, we definitely still see a decrease in our call queue. Prior to going live, we had calls that would be on average like 15 to 20 calls in queue at a time. Now we're in the single digits. It's something that's manageable for our team that's in our contact center. With the analytics that we get on the back end, we can see what are some of the next best experiences for us to roll out for our members. So we can see why they're calling in. We can see when they're calling in, what are they asking when they call in, and then try to automate some further experiences from there. So that's something that's kind of on our agenda to do, is to kind of roll out some of the other supported experiences to automate even more calls. We decided to tackle voice AI for automation purposes, helping to automate some of our calls that are coming into our contact center. And then we also did the frontline AI assistant for augmentation, just enhancing what's already there, helping our team members that are on the front line when they have questions from members, having one database that has all of our training materials in it. The AI can search through and help them find the answers in a quick manner. But we have other things on the horizons from an AI perspective, but we were super excited to get this rolled out and to help our team and help our members. Turnover on the front line always happening, so training's always ongoing. We just wanted a place that we could have all of our training materials built in, an AI assistant that could help search and find answers quickly for our team. Still early, we received positive feedback from our team. They love how quick they're able to get the answers. We're going to continue to promote it to our team to make sure that they're adopting it and continuing to add new training materials to further develop it. But like last month, we had 665 requests within that system. So we thought that was a pretty good number. We felt very confident in rolling out the solution, that we had tested everything, that we had thought of everything. Throughout the process, we did have like a change in our project manager, but overall that still wasn't it didn't cause an upset. We felt like our project manager was really there when we needed. The assistants made sure to talk to us in our terms. We were on the operations side of things, kind of driving this project. It's not like our IT team was driving it. So like, we didn't understand all the IT or the technical lingo. They would put it in our terms to make sure that we really understood what we needed to accomplish and just made sure that we stayed on task throughout. We are still learning and still correcting experiences. So the initial experiences that you roll out when you're filling out the workbook, you think you know the answer, or you think you wanted this call to get routed here, but then whenever you go through testing or you go live with it, you realize it would be better if we routed calls to here. So the interface team still working with us to make some changes and adjustments just to make the experience even better for our members. Ticketing system was really organized, very transparent, a lot of comments going back and forth on the tickets that we had open, and interface definitely made sure that our top priority items were corrected prior to us going live. And I will say that I really appreciated the interface team, that they were very receptive to our feedback, whether that was good or bad. I definitely think that like the marketing strategy is really important. Interface AI gives you a good recommendation of what you should do from a marketing standpoint, and I really think you should take them up on that and like try to outline a plan for your marketing ahead of time. This is a member disruption. Members, especially if you're coming from just a standard IVR, members want to know this kind of stuff ahead of time. So just make sure you get that marketing information out. Let them know what your AI assistant's going to be able to tackle, what they're able to do, so other members are prepared prior to you going live with it. Think outside of the box. Don't recreate your IVR just because it's the way that you're currently doing it. Doesn't mean you have to keep doing it that way. It's a really flexible solution. There's a lot of different experiences that can be made. So just kind of think outside the box when it comes to that. Really think about the member experience. Like, when you're testing think about how it sounds. Do you like it? Does the flow make sense if you were the member? Just pay attention to even the small details to make sure it's a good representation for your credit union. Ultimately, just make sure that it's best designed for your credit union. When you're looking at the experiences, you don't have to just take the suggested. You can go back to the interface team and say, we don't do it this way. This is how we do it. Can we make some adjustments? And they'll work with you.